You spend your life nicely, fitting with a mission that wasn't yours. And after your death, when you cross over to the other side, and while still under the spell of this life, you happily cry out over there, "What a life I've led!" Thank you to all my dear heavenly helpers for allowing me to serve God and myself, of course, as the Prime Minister of my country. Then you will get a cold shower. To your utter dismay, the souls there will smile and tell you so. My child, that role was not for you. We've left no stone unturned to make you realize that your first instinct was right, that your past was the convenience store. There the mission was waiting for you, but you ran from it, deceived by the false lights. You failed to discover the true light. Let me warmly welcome you to the City of Dawn YouTube channel. My name is Mubati Seeker. I am a medical doctor, healer, writer, and teacher. I am the author of the best-selling Awake Giant, The Dawn of the Soul, which you can purchase on Amazon. This book can be your guide to inner development and self-discovery, helping you become who you truly are. I want to help you discover why you are here, what your unique and personalized mission is here on this planet called Earth, and how to set out with strong determination, courage, and resolve on the path that has been waiting for you for so long. This path was made for you, and no one else can walk it for you. My channel and of course my book will help you with this. Although those who are of a higher order know quite well that this is an absolutely vain and useless struggle without issue, they still take pleasure in it. Even if this must lead them to their destruction, they have decided to do it. There are human beings also who indulge in vice, one vice or another, like drinking or drug injections, and who know very well that this is leading them to destruction and death. But they choose to do it knowingly. There is always a moment when everyone has self-control, and if one had not said yes once, if one had not taken the decision, one would not have done it. How many times do we cover ourselves with the excuse that we had no choice? We make a decision that will harm someone, even ourselves, and hide behind the previous sentence. This is cowardice. The mother of this stage pulls the veil off us and proclaims the painful truth. If the person didn't say yes, if he didn't make the decision, it was because he didn't really want to. So what is it really about now? I will tell you. This is true in every area of your life. If you don't do something when you could have done it, and you cover it up by saying you had no choice, circumstances forced you to take a certain step, I have to sober you up. You didn't do what you should have done because you didn't really want to. You are a coward to even admit it. Don't take it personally. I am exactly like that. Because it would take a lot of courage to admit I didn't do what would have been the right thing to do, the best possible version of the myriad outcomes and possibilities of the situation. because I didn't want to. If we take our thinking further, we can look at the reasons. Why didn't we want to? Out of laziness? Out of fear of the consequences? Rather, in most situations like this, we choose to throw honestly to the wind, deceive ourselves, and say, I had no choice. No, this is such a profound wisdom that the Mother has revealed to us here, that if you etch it deep into your consciousness, you will see how much easier it will make your own life. Tomorrow, observe how many times those around you make excuses. Then add the truth with a faint smile. If your girlfriend says, please forgive me for not being able to do this, it's just that everything came together. I didn't have time to stop for even a minute. I didn't have the chance, even though I know I promised. But it wasn't me, it was the circumstances. Then you can say to her, it's okay. I understand that you didn't really want to do it, but you don't want to admit it to yourself. It doesn't do much good to confront her. She's not going to admit the truth anyway, if only because she probably does believe that she's a victim of circumstances. Most of us believe that everything in life is a series of random events. There are lucky and unlucky people, and we toss about in life like a ship in a stormy sea. They think they have no control over events, that they have no choice, and that they don't really make the decisions. But you already know that's not true. You're already aware enough to know that yes, we always have a choice. If you suffer, it's because you choose to suffer, period. It's your choice. It is not caused by someone else. Let us not forget the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita. The wise should not confuse the minds of the ignorant. If you possess knowledge and you present it to someone who is even lower in consciousness than you, he will not understand what you are talking about. You have to let him figure it out for himself, even if you have to watch him head for the precipice. You may have to let him fall into it. There will come a time, though it may be a long time, when he will recognize it and stop at the edge of the precipice. And he won't fall. But until that time comes, you have to let it happen. You have to let him fall into the abyss. You have to let him go. You cannot save him. That's one of the hardest things in life, especially when it's your child, for example. You can see where the road is going if he goes on as he is. It's your consciousness. It's a different thing in his consciousness, and he won't believe you, no matter how you try to convince him. You have to let him, and will realize it on his own. If he falls, he will stand up. But I can give you one hopeful consolation you can cling to. He may fail many times. You may think he is lost for good, but I can reassure you there is no such thing. No one is lost forever. There is always a new chance, always a new beginning. Divine grace is infinite. God is patient. He can wait for you forever. He is with you from the very beginning of your journey. And if we are conscious enough and ready to be united with Him, it could happen in our very first life. Our evolution, our awakening is a long process. You can evolve a lot in one life, but we always come with a specific mission, which could be anything. If, for example, your soul was incarnated to live in a small village and run a small shop, connect with the people there and have a shared experience, then that's what you have to do. But you may be seduced by false slogans of vanity and self-realization, which you receive through suggestions that do not want you to develop. What you need to develop and for the soul to fulfill is what it came down to do. As a result of this, let's say you join a political party where your career is progressing nicely. Now let's take things a bit to the extreme and say you become the prime minister of your country. What happens? All your life you felt something inside, a sense of discomfort throughout your career. You've often been frustrated and you didn't really understand why, because of the importance of the position you hold. So why do you feel uncomfortable? I tell you. Because your post was not made for you. You had your role in the small village, prepared for you in the small shop. That's the part you were supposed to play, and if you had done that, well, then you could have lived a bright and happy life, because the soul could have done what it came to do. Here it's not necessarily the shopkeeping profession that the soul could have had that is the important experience. Rather, I would say that a shop is an excellent space to connect with certain souls and gain a lot of shared experience. Now you could ask the question as a politician or even as a prime minister, if you are surrounded by more people and you can gain more experiences in your life here, what's wrong with that? The answer is very simple. They are not the souls you have dealt with in this life. They live in the little village you wisely left, and your soul would have had to deal with them. But your soul could have spoken to you. The false flag of fame, the false flag of power, the false flag of self-fulfillment under which you were brought. They didn't take you. You went. Don't put the blame for your choice on someone else. We always have a choice. It is always we who make the decision. Even if we listen to the wrong advisors, it's not their fault. Their role may have been to test you, to discourage you, so that you can still make the decision in favor of your true mission. The inhabitants of the small village may be the souls with whom you have come to earth several times before, and now you wanted to share a new experience, or even to repay many karmic debts to each other. However, you have been led astray by the lure of hostile forces and into a labyrinth with which there are several problems. For one thing, your soul could not experience the relationships it actually came for, so they were left unresolved. Rolling on, and you will have to come again and again to experience them in other lifetimes with the souls you were meant to be with. The other problem, which is even more serious, is you went where you had nothing to do. You met a number of souls you didn't have to deal with now, and because you felt all the time that you were out of place, You made a series of bad decisions. You made a lot of enemies and you hurt a lot of people. Of course, as a politician, you have certainly had the opportunity to do a lot of good for your country, and all of that will be credited to your account as positive karma. But the end result will still be that you messed things up. And it all came down to one initial decision that you could have fixed many more times. But the point came when it was too late, and there was no turning back, and you were lost in the maze. Who knows how many lives it will take to untangle the tangled threads. The good news here is the same as before. You will get out sooner or later. Let's continue with this example. You spend your life nicely, fitting with a mission that wasn't yours. And after your death, when you cross over to the other side, and while still under the spell of this life, you happily cry out over there, "What a life I've led! Thank you to all my dear heavenly helpers for allowing me to serve God and myself, of course, as the Prime Minister of my country." Then you will get a cold shower. To your utter dismay, the souls there will smile and tell you so. My child, that role was not for you. We've left no stone unturned to make you realize that your first instinct was right, that your path was the convenience store. There the mission was waiting for you, but you ran from it, deceived by the false lights. You failed to discover the true light. You've been living someone else's life all along. You know what? It's okay. Get some rest after all these years of trials and tribulations, and when you're ready again, we'll work with you to find another mission where you'll have every opportunity to find your way back. These two vocations were just examples to the extremes. If your job is to be a prime minister and you go into business as a shopkeeper, you've done the same thing I've been talking about. So in a word, the lesson is to look within yourself and ask God's grace to give you all the help you need to realize what your personal, individual mission is here on earth in your present life. If you are honest with yourself and if you can be still, you will find it. The point is to live your own life. I quote the Bhagavad Gita again. It's better to perform one's own prescribed duties imperfectly, rather than perform another's duties perfectly. Believe me, the least complication for you is still to walk your own path, whatever it may be. Another very important piece of advice: don't listen to good advice. Nobody knows your path but you. You alone. Tell me, how do you know for sure that you have found it? One day, you will become aware enough and able to quiet your mind enough to let the inner feeling unfold within you. And suddenly, you will realize you've got it. Even if everyone around you is shaking their heads and not understanding what's going on with you, when they've so beautiful outlined for you what your life is, you will know they're wrong. There may not be one person besides you who understands, but they don't have to. It is enough that you know. If you go down the road, you will always get confirmation sooner or later that your decision is the right one. Just dare to start it. If you feel what's right, then ponder. Don't be afraid. Don't think about the consequences. If you feel it's right, do it, whatever anyone says. Trust only yourself. Remember, that's how you know you're making the right decision. If you're unsure, you're not ready. You're not quite enough. But if you already know and others try to make you uncertain, think about what I'm about to tell you. These are also mother words from later in the book, but it's so relevant that I'm going to project it now. When you have overcome a weakness within yourself and are ready to rise to a higher level, you will be given one last test of that thing. The enemy forces will launch one last attack, as if to ask you, are you serious? Do you really want to do this? Do you really want to leave this property behind? But remember how much joy it could bring you. How many people fail at this point, but they start over and over again. There comes a moment when you can say to them, thank you, but I don't need what you have to offer anymore. Who I was before, he really loved it, but who I am now, he's sick of it. No, thank you. Take it to where it will be welcomed, but I have no more room for it. They go away, and they don't come anymore on this matter. They seek expression, manifestation in the material world. They don't knock on a closed door for too long, and they move away. You have developed what you had to. You have accomplished what you came to do. That's it. Let's briefly summarize the most important wise teachings from today's video. If you don't decide, you don't want to decide. You didn't do what you should have done because you didn't really want to. You're a coward to even admit it. If you suffer, you really want to suffer. Yes, we always have a choice. If you suffer, it's because you choose to, period. The wise do not disturb the mind of the ignorant. If you are in possession of knowledge and you present it to someone who is even lower than you in consciousness, they will not understand what you are talking about. You must let the other fall into the abyss. You have to let them come to it on their own, even if you have to watch them go over the edge, and you may have to let them fall into it. There are always new opportunities. God's grace is infinite. God is patient. He can wait for you for however long. Live your own life. Look within yourself and ask God's grace to give you all the help you need to realize what your personal, individual mission is here on earth in your present life. One more piece of advice: do not listen to advice. No one knows what your path is but you. You alone. There may not be a single person besides you who understands, but they don't have to. It's enough that you know. Dare to go. Trust only yourself. If you do, you will always get the confirmation of your decision sooner or later. If you feel what's right, don't ponder, don't be afraid, don't think about the consequences. If you feel it's right, do it, whatever anyone says. Remember, the city of dawn is you. You who are watching this video and who are thereby being brought into the consciousness of the Divine Mother. Live this in your daily life, and if you feel comfortable here, come back again and again. Be a regular guest here, be a builder, be a resident of the city of dawn. Discover the deeper truths of your life, find your way to yourself and become who you really are. If you would like to join me, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Facebook and TikTok, and feel free to share this video with others. The Mother's books are available to read for free at the link provided in the description, and I welcome any questions you may have via email. You can purchase my book Awake Giant, The Dawn of the Soul on Amazon. You will find the link in the description. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for bringing your hearts and souls. May Mother bless you abundantly on your journey through life. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.